Hey there, this is a video review of the handout that I gave you on the SSR rules and information for the class. This talks about what SSR is, what our procedures for SSR will be in this classroom, and why we do it. So the first part of your SSR worksheet that I passed out to you tells you about why we do SSR. What's the rationale behind it? First off, it assists students in becoming lifelong learners. The more you read, the more you will educate yourself and become a lifelong reader, which in turn will educate you better. Reading magazines and newspapers boosts contentment by 20%. So reading something you enjoy, reading newspapers helps increase your happiness level. Cutting out just an hour of TV or any device a day lowers your chances of feeling depressed by 10% because, again, it goes back to it boosting your contentment level. Spending just 6 minutes a day, 6 minutes a day, reading any literature, so a short story, a novel, magazine article, anything, can reduce your stress levels by more than 2/3. 2/3 a reduction in your stress levels. Reading calms frazzled nerves faster than listening to music or going for a walk. So if you're feeling very stressed out, great, going for a walk is awesome. Listening to music to help you relax is, but this reduces it faster than anything else. So keep that in mind. It obviously improves your vocabulary and comprehension skills. The more you read, the more you improve those two categories. Comprehension skills are like, oh, you read something, and a lot of students, they'll read something and 10 minutes later they go, oh my gosh, I don't even remember what was on that page or what I just read. I don't even know what that is. That's your comprehension skill. The more you read, the more you will improve that if that's a weak area for you. This though, even if all that other stuff is like, yeah, great, it reduces my stress and whatnot, this is probably what speaks to a lot of students. The last bulleted point says it improves your test scores on objective and essay tests. Objective tests are like the multiple choice true and false tests. It improves your scores over the period of a year as much as 8%, as well as it improves your worldly and common knowledge. It literally makes you smarter. 8% is almost a full letter grade, you guys. So, of course, if you're already an avid reader, you will not see that kind of dramatic increase, but you're probably already doing fairly well on those types of things if you are an avid reader. So, it's a good way to improve your knowledge and skills in that area. And that, by the way, that improvement as much as 8% is if you read 1 to 2 times a week over the period of a school year. That's about how long it takes to start improving in those areas. Okay, so now that you know kind of why we do it, so you never have to ask me on a Friday when I say take out your SSR books and let's get reading, and you say, why are we doing SSR? You don't even have to ask me because I will tell you to go back to the discussion we had on one of the first days of school and you can review to this PowerPoint. All right, so once you know why we do it, let's talk about how we're going to do it in this classroom. Okay, so every Friday in English 10 and English 11, every Friday, we will have SSR. You have to bring your book every Friday. You choose. If you're going to bring a novel, a magazine, or a Kindle, it cannot be a phone though. The screen cannot be smaller than 8.5 inches. And there's actually a reason for that. One of the reasons we do SSR is that it improves your knowledge of the text basically and helps you visually get through material, meaning you have to see the paragraphs and the sentence structure and that type of thing, which on an 8-inch screen isn't very possible. So no screen smaller than 8.5 inches. Bring your book every Friday. Okay, once you guys will start class, we'll probably start with warm-ups, which we'll talk about later on. And then we have it's usually about 25 to 35 minutes of reading. So I'll say, take out your SSR books. I usually check what you're reading first, and then you will start silently reading, okay? I announce the start and stop. You keep reading until I tell you to stop. This is not a study hall. You cannot do other homework. You can't bring in other work from different classes to work on. You are not talking. You're not going to the nurse or the restroom. This is not time for passes. This is reading time. To get these benefits, you have to spend the time reading. Plus, it covers several of our content area guidelines that we have to be completing for your English 10 and English 11 curriculums. Number 3, it says, here's what you can read: a novel of your choice, a biography, a magazine, if you have interest in something, bring in a magazine in that topic, or an historical account, okay? You cannot bring in what's called technical reading or technical writing, like textbooks or manuals, how-to guides, things like that, cartoons, comic strips. You can't bring in that type of thing. It has to tell a story with characters and things like that. I know for some people that's a bit of a challenge because you might like a specific type of reading material, but if you just find something you're interested in, whether it's snowboarding or hockey or cars or something that you are interested in, there's got to be a magazine in that area or a novel written or a biography written about someone you respect, a hero in something you are interested in. It is possible to find something you're interested in to read about and get it here on Fridays. Number 4, you have to go to the library to check out or renew your books on your own time. The only exception to this is when we first kick off the school year, I will bring you guys down as a class to check out an SSR book. If you have one from home or another library like the Dickinson Library or somewhere else, or you're borrowing a friend's, that's great and all, but I will give you time during that first week to get one from our library if you need to. Beyond that, you have to get there on your own time. Before school, in between classes, maybe on a day when we finish 5 or 10 minutes early in class and you know you have to renew your SSR book, sign out your agenda, run to the library and get it renewed. But you cannot go to the library during class time on SSR day because you didn't get a book, you want to kill time, you need to renew it, things like that, because you're wasting your reading time and that's not going to benefit you at all. Number 5 says, you are responsible for filling out an SSR activity sheet each week. If you are absent during SSR, and this is important, you have to complete the SSR section, the SSR writing activity that we did in class at home on your own time. It becomes makeup work for you. A lot of students, they come in and say, oh, we didn't do anything on Friday except SSR, right? And you are correct, most Fridays, unless we're doing speeches or presentations or something like that. Most Fridays we will have SSR, so that is what you would miss. But that doesn't mean you don't have to do anything to make that up. You then have to read for 20 to 30 minutes on your own time or at home and complete the section on the SSR worksheet that we did that week. It is important that you understand that if I go to collect the SSR worksheets and you have been gone, even for school-related activities for those Fridays, and I collect the worksheet, and you tell me, oh, I wasn't here those Fridays, I didn't know I had to make that up, you will get a 0 because you are beyond your makeup time and you did not get your assignment completed that you were supposed to as makeup work. So make sure you guys stay on top of that if you're absent.